So I hope you guys can see my locks. We are at 300 plus now. We started with 283. And let me sit down and give you the gist. I am locked up and I don't want out. This is my second year of being locked. For me, it's a transformation, it's an affirmation, it's a confirmation, it's everything shan that is positive. I got locked on the 14th of April 2024. Why did I get locked? How has the journey been so far? What has changed in the second year? Coloring my locks, as in bleaching and dyeing my locks. What was it about? How has it been? I've changed products when it comes to my coloring products. I'll tell you about that in a sec. What else are we talking about in this video? The perks, the downside, like my struggles with my locks. Of course, I have to talk about that. And yeah, let's just get into it. Why did I get locked? I got locked out of 3 reasons. One, I wanted to be my authentic self. I didn't want to be the girl who would have the blonde wig on Monday and then she'd come to work on Thursday because she has an after work event. She doesn't want to change her wig in the bathroom. And you know, I was treating my hair like an accessory basically, which is not bad. But do I miss wearing wigs? No. Which is not bad. To each their own. But for me, one thing that opened my eye was I'm an interpreter. I'm a court interpreter, and I was assigned to a criminal case, and it had multiple hearings. So the judge saw me. Let's say he saw me on 1st of July. Okay, he sees me on 1st of July, and I'm looking cute in my black outfit, and I believe I was wearing a short bob. Yeah, short bob with a middle part. And then 2 weeks later, the next hearing, I come in with curls long. So the man asked me, "Oh, are you representing Miss So and so?" I'm like, "It is me. I am Miss So and so. Look at me well, it's me." And how does he say that? How did your hair grow so fast over 2 weeks? He's not familiar with the wig life. He's not. But you know, it was an awkward situation. And another thing was being a former, shopping queen, the DHL guy would come. And you know, when you get home, you take the wig off, you want your hair to breathe. And when they ring the bell, you now, scrambling over the house, the apartment. Oh, where's the wig? Sometimes your party would even be off. You come out and the wig looks like you're going through something. But because you're in a hurry. And you know, in Germany, the DHL people, right? They ring the bell. I think they do 3, 2, 1, and they're out. They're back in their van. So if you don't come out early enough, you'd have to go pick up the package. And sometimes where you live and where the package is 5-kilometer difference, So please just come out and get your package. So yeah, that was some of the things that motivated me to get locked, because I wanted to be my authentic. Like everybody else in the courtroom, their hair was growing out. Either they were bald, yes, they didn't have hair growing out of the scalp, but those who have hair, their hair was, growing out of their scalp. And I just thought, be yourself. Take pride in your hair. Take pride in your skin. Take pride in your roots. And that's what I did. Also, I was going back to school, and I knew that law school exams, the final one, is not for children. I studied a whole year and even some months. I would say I did 15 months of reading. And I knew that I wouldn't always have time to go get my hair done. Because, for me to go get my cornrows done, it's like another 3 hours before, you finish that and all that. So I knew, we're going to be doing this every second week. We need a hairstyle that is sustainable, that you can maintain on your own. So I did a silk press. I even cut it to chin length and had a perm. But then when I had the perm, my hair was just shedding a lot. My hair was shedding. So I did my research again, because actually the first time I wanted to do locks was 2021. And I distanced myself from that idea because I wanted to get the locks installed in Ghana, but I didn't have anyone who would be helping me doing the reties in Germany. And I'm not a hair kind of girl. The best I can do is do a sleek ponytail, right? Or straighten my wigs and curl my wigs. And even that, I do it on the mannequin. I'm not good with Now having locks, it has increased my laziness and and even reduced my appetite to even become a hair doer, like a hairstylist, because all this needs is water. That was another thing, practicability. I was just going through a transformation of me but wanting to be my authentic self. So, and also health, yes, health, because I was looking for practical ways. I did the perm. I didn't like how the perm relaxer, how it smelled. It's just so many chemicals and all of that. And that was just it for me. I just wanted something that was natural. I went through a lifestyle transition as well, where I've cut out sugar and all of these things. So in all, it was just time. And when I met my good friend Noni, who said, I do locks. I can take care of your locks for you. You're in safe hands. My brother got his locks installed by her, and he is really in safe hands. So when he did his in September 2023, I said, okay, it's my turn now. And that's what led me to start. I am someone who used to be, as I said, my locks, I started with permed locks. So if you are thinking of getting locks and you have perms, you have permed hair. If you have permed hair and you want to start getting locks or start your locks, this is your sign. Some people are even able to maintain the permed hair throughout and they cut it way later. For me, I cut the permed hair off after 11 months because the permed hair was not as strong as the new growth. So everything you see now is new growth. This is all new growth, 2 years. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of my 300 plus locks. I started with 283, and as time goes on, my edges are growing back because my hair is getting more oxygen. So less manipulation, more oxygen, so my edges are growing back. And I'm happy about that, really happy about that. But one of the challenges I'm facing with the edges is because my hair is so soft. And I have very fine hair. So if you have fine, thin hair as well, this is your sign. You will get more volume. So for me, I always had length. Like my hair would always grow long. Phoebe and length, same sentence, same WhatsApp group. But Phoebe and volume, I did not think my hair would even grow to this volume. I just thought I'm going to have fine locks that would just grow long. That was what I expected. But I didn't expect for me to have big head of locks. And I know that it's going to get bigger. Yeah. Like if I show you the beginning of my locks and now you will sing Nyodemia bedruni ebenize Nyodemia bedrunia Awe benize medawase. Yes, my enemies.
See your tears for here. I want cry for me. Cry more. I want drink your tears.
Yup. No, literally, Tobechuku has done it for me, right? So yeah, if you have fine hair, if you have permed hair, please, you can do it as well. Everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, so for me, the slippage, but you just have to be patient. That's my theory. You have to be patient because yes, you would do the braids, you would lock, and then it would unravel. It's just, and my lifestyle as well. So I started swimming. I learned how to swim with locks, and I'm loving that part as well because before going to swim, even with permed hair, you come back, blow drying and everything. These girls, they don't care about nothing. All they need for me to do is moisturize them well, as in condition. So I make sure that before I get into the water, I put lots of regular, I'll say sweet water, like regular water in it so they don't absorb so much of the chloride water, the swimming pool water. I come out, I wash, shampoo, and then I put in conditioner. And then I also notice that my hair feels soft, right? That is for me a sign that my hair is doing fine when it's soft. When I feel like it's dry, I just spray with my rosemary water, and I'll tell you about my hair care in a minute. But yeah. For slippage, I take my time because, as I said, I swim, I wash my hair more frequently in summer, so I expect that with all the manipulation, the younger locks would unravel. So that is fine. I give it time, and I know that the locks that are unraveling now, by December, they wouldn't be unraveling, and then I'll have hopefully a new line of locks that would fill my face the more. So that is that. So when I started with locks, I was doing rosemary, rose petals, cloves, fenugreek. Sometimes I would add bisap, sobolo, zobo as well. But with the zobo, it was, staining my clothes, so I left that out. So these four are mainly what I do. Before, when I started with my tea, it would be like a full production, like do a full pot of my hair tea. But these days, I just do 0.5 ml, and I'll put it in a strainer. I'll put everything in a strainer. I'll put it in the big cup, and then once the water cools down, I know that yes, the infusion has really taken place. I just pour it into my bottle, and I put aloe vera gel. I add aloe vera gel as well, and then I spray it for the next 7 to 10, maximum 12 days. Then it's used up, and I start again. It's better this way. You have fresh stuff every time. You don't have to be batch producing. It's a bit easier that way for me. And in winter, I add glycerine, so that is what has changed. I add glycerine because why? I dyed my hair to get the color in, and because of that, I have to take off the hair more. I have to add more moisture, so that is why I add the glycerine in winter. But in summer, it is just the hair tea with some aloe vera gel. That is what has changed. What has changed is obviously the color. I used, I think it's called J'adore, and for the first colors I did the cognac, French cognac, the ginger, ginger blonde, and then I did the Burgundy MD. And sometimes I was mixing Burgundy MD with the French cognac to tone it down a bit. But the time I did the Burgundy MD alone, honey, the compliments I got. Oh, I love Burgundy MD. But I decided to tone it down a bit because I had more court days on my traineeship. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's professionalism lead. And then when we are out of court again, we go back to playing around with hair colors. So yeah, that's why. And another reason why I changed the brand from J'adore to, yes, I've changed to the German brands like DM, Olia, and I think Schwarzkopf. The reason why I changed to them was because J'adore, the colors were bleeding. So every time I would wash my hair, I would notice how the colors would fade out. The color would fade. It would fade. And for example, if I should wet my hair now and I do this, you see the orange color all over the place. And so I did my research and I realized that some of the colors do not bleed. And so I mix them. And that's the first time I mixed, and I realized that when I go swimming and I wash, the water is clear. There is no coloring of the water anymore. So that's one thing I noticed. And yeah, so if you are facing that bleeding problem, I think that's one thing that can help. Okay, what are things that have changed? So now with more length, I have to fight with lint as well. And so with that, what I will do for next winter is probably get only scarves that do not have, that do not shed lint. That's the only thing I'll change. Scarves and sweaters that do not shed lint, or if I'm wearing a sweater like that, I'll just get a scarf to protect my hair from the sweater. So that's the next thing I'll do. Check my outfits that's, because the thing is, you'd wash your hair and the lint would be sticking out. I detest that. It makes me feel like my hair doesn't look clean. My hair has to look clean because I'm a clean person. I don't want to have fake locks. No. I want to have beautiful, clean locks. So that's one thing I'll work on next winter. So come back for year 3 and let's talk about how the lint situation is. Currently, Noni has been able to get all the lint out. So I'm lint free and I plan to keep it that way. Another thing I do is when I wash my hair, I let it air dry. I use softer towels or like a t-shirt, an old t-shirt to just soak up the water, or I use like my towel turban. That helps as well because that's not shed. So I've replaced all those lint culprits as much as I can. Okay, now, even though I'm lazy, I try to style my locks from time to time. Usually I wear it with the middle part, or sometimes just swoop it to the side or swoop it to this side. The most I've done was wear it in curls, but then I'm so lazy that the night before the event I'm asleep. Like I'd rather choose sleep over curling because I know my looks look good anyway, so I don't really bother. I don't really bother with that anymore. I tried a braid out once and I liked it as well, but the time, and my arms hurt and I'm a princess. Let's go with the straight locks. If I have someone who will help me put in the locks, the curls, or the braid so I can do a braid out, I'll do it. But now, no. So yeah, my laziness has increased. But yeah, I've gotten more length, obviously. So I try to sometimes like do a half up, half down, and then I put some in the front. I have my silk bands that Noni is selling as well. So you can check her out on Instagram, Locks and Cornrow by Noni. Yeah, so I would wear something like this, or my famous Minnie Mouse style like that. But I try not to put some attention on my hair because, as I said, I have very fine hair and my scalp is also very sensitive. So if I try to do like some types of ponytails, I feel the tension on my scalp. But if I leave my hair like this, we're good for the day. Yeah, basically this is my second year. We've changed the length, we've changed colors. And apart from that, everything else is cool. We are on a good path. We're on a good path. And I'm really excited. For me, these locks, as I've said, it's been a transformation of confirmation, affirmation. I love being locked so much. I love showing up fully as myself. And yeah, because I used to have this insecurity about my forehead. And these days, I don't even feel that anymore. Like, yeah, I have a forehead and so it is what it is. And that's also another thing when I was learning to embrace myself. I said you have to embrace all of you. You don't have to be shy about your hair, your skin, my face, or anything. What is fixable, you fix. Like I have to help my hair, I have to help my hair to grow back healthily and all that. And I think I've achieved that. The permed hair is gone and it's all natural hair now. I don't use any, harsh chemicals on my hair on a daily basis or anything. And now I know what my hair likes. Before, when I had the perm and the silk press, I used to have bits of dandruff. I don't have any more dandruff. That's another perk actually. I don't have any dandruff since then because my hair care routine is more water-based and not more oil-based. That's another thing I've noticed as well. So yes, all in all, I'm having a blast. Will I ever comb my locks out? No, I'm too lazy for that. Yes, I'm too lazy for that. I am not doing it. Before I'll sit down and comb this hair out, I'd rather wait for the next retie. Seriously, my reties take 2 to 3 hours. Now I think it'll take 2 to 4. Let me just say 4 hours because last time, no, it's 2 to 3 hours because we took a break to eat. So it's 2 to 3 hours actually, yeah. Yeah, it's 2 to 3 hours because I was there by 10 and I left by 3, 4. So yeah, actually 2 to 3 hours is right on, what do you say? How do you say it? Like, ganz richtig, it's correct. It's right on the nail, right on the spot. Charlie, English is not my first language. My first language is Fancy. Thank you for watching. Madam was say, Munyamre. Now, my GTAdim, now my share. My video ye. No dark pena me be. Me watch you putty. Nani. Son didn't. Pepe mi akwa ile be video ya akpe na usia how na you gbogbo sick nke no na say ono na time onye obla na lani na nice drink ni fibi chukwugozi ono ya no chukwugozi face ya ogozi come myself all right now oshe I don't know how to speak Yoruba so oshe bye